A lot of people thought that I couldn't, I didn't deserve to go to school, but I did go to war.
When Daniel Nane Alejandres returned from Vietnam, he says he left one war only to return to another on the streets. He was addicted to heroin and searching for a better life. He found hope at UC Santa Cruz.
I was 27 years old. I had 2 children, and I was trying to look for the best for my family. I wanted an education. I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to change the direction that I had been going. It was challenging, but it literally it saved my life.
Born in the U.S. into a farm worker family from Mexico, Alejandres says he was embraced by the university, especially the community studies program, where he found support. But there was something else, too, that Alejandres credits to helping him overcome addiction.
What saved me is what we call ganas, the spirit that you do want to change.
Now sober for more than 40 years, Alejandres says ganas has been at the heart of his life's work. While a student, he started the nonprofit Barrios Unidos out of a dorm room at UC Santa Cruz.
Barrios Unidos was a crying call for many of us throughout the state. Barrios Unidos, United Neighborhoods. But we wanted a call for unity. There was too much violence happening in the streets.
In those early days, what would you say was the biggest barrier to getting people to believe in what you were trying to build?
When you're out there by yourself and you start talking peace, you start talking justice, and you start talking end barrio warfare, a lot of people didn't really understand what we were saying. They saw us, they were looking at the way we dress, they look at the way we talk, and the way we carry ourselves. So the challenge is, how do we change those negative minds, those naysayers?
Barrios Unidos grew over the years, eventually catching the attention of A&E, where Alejandres was the subject of a documentary. His violence prevention work was also highlighted by Walter Cronkite in a series called The Hero Report.
At that time, we were doing a lot of stuff on policy change, trying to bring resources to communities to deal with the issue of violence, bringing peace summits together. In 1993, we had a national peace summit, which I was the co-chair for the Chicanos, and we brought 26 cities to Kansas City to talk about peace.
Today, the Barrios building spans most of a city block on Soquel Avenue in Santa Cruz after officially buying it in 1997, and offers a variety of services, including a re-entry program for people coming out of prison.
I was incarcerated for a lengthy amount of time, and Nane, the executive director, founder here, became my mentor.
Sam Cunningham is the program director at Barrios Unidos. But 3 decades ago, he says he was a far different person.
I was very heavily involved in gangs growing up, and 2 of the guys from the gang I was in had been murdered, and we retaliated, and a young man lost his life.
Cunningham served 30 years. He says Alejandres was there for him after he got out, offering him a job.
When I got ready to come home, I really didn't have anywhere to go, and he told me find my way to Santa Cruz, and he'll make sure I was okay in my transition back home.
With Alejandres' support, Cunningham would thrive. He now works at Barrios, but also makes twice-weekly trips to Soledad State Prison, the same place he served time. This time, he offers anger management, domestic violence classes, and mentoring inside.
You don't always have to be defined by the worst moment in your life.
I'm glad you said that, because I try to share that message every single day. I go into the institutions and talk to the men and women. Their worst decision in their life doesn't define their entire life.
The organization also offers support in other ways, including a food pantry, partnering with several companies to serve hundreds weekly. And then there is their job training program with their screen printing shop, helping local students.
It just builds confidence. It gives them money in their pocket. They're able to help out with the family, maybe put food on the table.
What would it mean for the community if there wasn't a place like this? What would happen?
I hear a lot from, people who we work with, how important it is to literally just have the space. The nonprofit world is obviously very big and diverse, but to be a part of a space that's been around so long, and with a man who has done so much work, I feel like I'm getting a very well-rounded version of what it means to work in community.
While it serves as an important community space, at its core, Barrios Unidos is about mentorship. Just as Alejandres was guided by leaders like Harry Belafonte, Danny Glover, Cesar Chavez, and Dolores Huerta, he aims to be the same for future changemakers.
I put in over 50 years in this work. So now is passing it on to the younger generation as those that went before me.
Guided by Ganas and the spirit of strength, the work lives on.